Welcome back to Trains and Toys with Papa Joe. This week's video is going to be a long one for you. Last week's train trivia, the answer, Reverend W. Audrey. This video's train trivia, please stay tuned for the next video to receive the answer. Lots of lessons learned in this video by me specifically. Oh, good morning. Back in the train room. As you can see over my right shoulder, did some sculpting the other day without really any vision in my head what I actually wanted. It is going to be kind of a granite rock face type mountain. Have come to that conclusion with some grassy areas and some trees going on, and of course the coal mine, and there will be a tunnel going into the side of the mine, and there's some unresolved things that I kind of skipped some steps. So when I made my tunnels and did things, I'd actually purchased some things so that it would make doing those things a little bit easier, and so that I could do like some paint on the inside of the tunnel ahead of time. And I completely forgot about these. These are this is not a sponsored video. These are shaper sheets from Woodland Scenics. I've never used them. I've seen videos of them quite a bit, and I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to have to kind of backtrack a little bit on what I've done so that I can fit them in. So when you're looking, you see a nice painted interior of the drain tunnel. The other thing that I haven't gotten to use yet are these. I'm going to go ahead and open this one while I'm sitting here. They're basically paper mache rolls, and you pull off however much you need, or a sheet. I don't know if it's a full roll or sheets yet because I haven't unrolled it. You wet them down, you mold them over what you want, and that's how you blend some of those contours and sharp edges together. Also, in the other room, I haven't brought in here yet because it's 50 pounds worth, I have Sculpt-A-Mold, which I'll be doing as well. However, my train room is slightly in a little bit of disarray, and I need to reorganize things where they need to be. I did get into finally figuring out my little mini LEDs. These things are very small, like extremely small, and I had to figure out some things before I start lighting my buildings. Like they're tiny. I don't know how well you can see that because of course I'm on this side of the camera, and they each came with their own little pack of resistors in each different bag. So warm white, pink, cool white, blue, purple, red, green, and yellow. And I think with that variety of colors, I should be able to do some pretty good lighting on the layout. The other thing that I did not think about ahead of time is I ran bus wires for all of the track underneath. But I've done a little bit of more research, and for like my lighting and my switch machines and the other accessories that'll be on the layout, I did not run a bus wire for those for a different power supply. And so I'm gonna have to look into that as well. Those things will be down in the future, but I wanted to kind of sit down in front of you and talk about this a little bit, because of course when I get to a certain point I get kind of excited and I can see into the future. Not really, obviously, or wouldn't have skipped steps. And just wanted to remind you to slow down and be thoughtful of, yes, you're working on one thing, but is that next thing actually the next step, or are there other things that you should be doing in between those two steps to make things go smoothly down the road? That being said, I'm going to go ahead and get cleaned up. I probably will. I'll probably put the camera up on the big tripod and watch you or film me let you watch me fumbling around with the shaper sheet and figuring out how to do that a little bit later on. That being said, don't forget, in the videos, please like, subscribe, leave some comments. Let me know what content you want to see. If you're actually watching these a lot or a little, or if there's mistakes that I've made, let me know. Constructive criticism is always welcome. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and turn off and get to it. So I've done some general house cleaning. Got most of the area cleaned up pretty well. I did figure out that, so this one's not glued down. I think that's the only one left not glued down on that side. So everything's, well, I didn't glue the bottoms all the way down. So like from this level up isn't glued. And I did that on purpose. It shifts a little bit, but not too bad. And I think once I get sculpt mold and stuff on, it won't move at all. But I wanted to do that for easy disassembly in the future. But while I was cleaning, I did figure out that this piece, when I cut it, I cut this out of the center of it, but I left this attached, which is very helpful. Because this isn't glued doon, and neither is any of this front stuff, and I need this piece kind of out of the way, which will help me to do sculpt mold and stuff up on the mountain. It's the other thing that you need to think of when you're planning your layout. I like that I'm using the corner for a mountain range, because once it's done, I won't ever have to worry about it. Hopefully. And but getting up there right now kind of sucks. So be aware of that. So I'm going to go ahead and get this piece cut using the hot foam knife that I have, and try and get some things moved out of my way so working on the mountain will be easier. But I'm also going to be listening to music while I do it, so I'm going to have to do a voiceover later for anything that I decide I find is very interesting, because I'll have to obviously edit the music out of it in the background. But I'm going to do some stuff, and I'll catch back up with you guys later. So shaper sheet comes with the instructions and how to do things. You can do with or without plaster on it. I'm going to do without plaster because I'm wanting to make tunnels. But one of the reasons why I got these is, I'm going to go ahead and get this unrolled a little bit, is they have these aluminum or some sort of foil backing to them, and they're like a feltish cloth on this side, which means I can form the beginning of the tunnels. I can form a tunnel and crinkle it all up so that it kind of looks like broken or dug out rock, but then paint it so that it blends in. So when you look in the tunnel, and I'm just going to do like some black and grays so that it just looks like stone when you're looking in the tunnel, and it really just needs to blend so the eye doesn't attract to what's on the inside. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and figure out how big I need to make these, and go ahead and get up there and see what I actually need to do. All right. Alexa, resume. Alexa, resume. For those of you that are new to the channel, so this is just plain Elmer's white school glue. I bought a giant gallon jug of it. This is a ketchup bottle. It squeezes out really, really nice. It's one of the best things that I thought of since I started doing this. I am using white glue on all the styrofoam. Other glues can eat styrofoam, but I also want this to be able to be taken apart pretty easily, and white glue is water soluble, so worst comes to worst, not that I think I would end up saving a lot of the foam anyway, but you can take things apart a whole lot easier, including I used it for everything. Haven't had any issues yet, so we'll hope that keeps going. Alexa, resume music. All right, let me see where you guys are pointing at. Yeah, okay. So, gentlemen, there are things in the household that we like to use. Make sure it's not something nice that your wife wants to keep. I know I'm about to get messy, so I made sure she had some old kitchen towels that she had in the basket somewhere, and double checked with her before grabbing them that she does not care if they get destroyed. Also, women have these just miscellaneous plastic tubs around. This is going to be perfect for this sheet to get dampened in. Misting spray bottle, scissors. This is the other thing I wanted to show. So I got this on Amazon, I don't know, probably almost a year ago now. It is a clay sculpting tool set, and I think for using the Plaster sheets and Sculpt-A-Mold, this is going to come in very handy, and that's why I got it. It's got all sorts of different tips, shapes, edges. Some are metal, some are wood, some are rubberized or silicone, whatever you want to call it. But I'm finally getting to use it, and I brought it out on purpose because I've been looking forward to this. The strap actually turns into a belt, basically. I'm not going to do that because I am not, I'm going to be crawling up there and I don't want things poking out. But the back strap actually comes all the way back around and snaps to there, so you can wrap it around your waist. I'm pretty sure it was not that expensive on Amazon. I do not remember how much, but it's something that I would personally actually recommend, even though I haven't even used it yet. So I'm going to go ahead and get that set up there. I'm going to climb up and start laying down some plaster sheets and see where the day leads me. All right. Alexa, resume music. So I've learned rapidly. If you notice, when I was going through, maybe I'll pause and show that, or maybe do a voiceover. Use smaller sheets, overlap them. It'll interlock things together. I did one long one in the back. I won't do that again. It was way too big and not easy to manage. Smaller pieces, easier to manage, except maybe on this flat part. That might be a little bit different. But I think the one piece that did all the way against the wall was way too long and not manageable. And they do come with these little plastic things in the center. I don't know why. Don't care. I'm not going to use it. But that portion of the mountain was one whole roll. To give you an idea of how much you might need on your project. For me, I feel it's going pretty well. I like that it's hiding some of the harder edges, making things a little bit softer. I do think after it dries, I'll still come back with some Sculptamold and the tool set and fine tune a lot of things. This is just basically the first, I guess, cover to see how things go, and I like how it's turning out at the moment. Recommend that you, if you're going to do small pieces like I am, go ahead and cut it into small strips first. Makes it a lot easier getting in and out of the tub of water. That being said, I'm going to take a break. My back is starting to cramp a little bit, but I do know that I can't take too long of a break, or I'll have to use the spray bottle to wet the edges down so that the sheets bind together. Just be aware of that if you have to pause in the middle of doing things. All right, I'll be back at it later. So my stepson got this thing for, I don't know how much. It's rechargeable USB. He got it for cleaning like his keyboard and electronics and things like that. So you turn it on, it's a little fan. Just wanted to point that out. Pretty neat. Pretty easy. It's handheld, cordless. So instead of having to, drag in the air compressor and do things like that, he's letting me borrow it for a little bit. So I'm getting near the tunnel portal area. I'm going to put a towel down to protect the tracks because I do want to do like down the face a little bit, even though there's going to be a tunnel portal here. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do there yet, but I still want the styrofoam covered up. I'm going to go ahead and cover the wood, I don't know, probably to here. And not sure what shape this is going to end up being anyway, because it's got the other tunnels here, and then there's more. So I may as well go ahead and cover it for now. Give Plaster and sculpt and mold something to grip to later on, because I think Plaster is a lot easier. It's going a lot faster and smoother than I thought it was going to. I like how some of the details have stayed. But I also really like the fact that it's blending things together, so it's not as crisp cut lines and you can't tell that it's just styrofoam anymore. So it's going to be a granite mountain. The flat parts I'm going to have grass and some trees, different places, but like the rock faces will be rock faces. Haven't exactly figured out how to do that yet. I think I'm going to do it with the sculpt-a-mold and paint. Grays, browns, light grays, but not all granite faces are like gray or silver or dark gray. They have browns in them too. So when I get done with the plaster, I think my base coat is going to go ahead and be the same brown base coat that I put down on top of the whole layout, just to cover everything and then blend from there. And I think hopefully things turn out the way I want them to. That being said, I'm going to get back at it. Alexa, resume music. with the plaster for today. I'm gonna go ahead and hop down off here, grab the camera, give you guys a few close-ups. I think it went a lot smoother than I was expecting it to, honestly. All right, let me hop down and grab the camera. All right, so I've gone handheld. I'm going to show you guys some closer up pictures. So you can kind of see the mesh, which is where, you know, the plaster comes in this stuff. And it's very pliable. But it came out a lot better than I was expecting it to. It's definitely blending things together. I did some of the front of the, well, most of the front of the tunnel. So we're gonna let that dry, probably for at least overnight. And then, actually I'm not sure if I want to let it dry overnight, but my back tells me I'm done for the day. So I'm not sure if I want to, no, I'm gonna go ahead and let it dry. I'm gonna go ahead and get it painted, and then come back in with the sculpt mold after I paint to see, I want to paint it to see if where the imperfections are, or what I need to cover or hide so it blends better. I'm not sure I'm going to need to after I paint it. We'll find out. But I think I still need to do the sculpt mold. I'm kind of torn. Yeah, this whole video may get cut because I'm not sure what exactly I want to do. I need to look at some reference pictures and then decide if I want to do the sculpt mold next, or if I want to paint first and then do the sculpt mold. I don't know. Not sure. So stay tuned and let me know what you think in the comments.